Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My dear students, welcome to my class again. Kantakismat Online School. I am Muhammad Abul Kalam Azad. Today I will take a class on the right form of verbs, part 3. Dear students, now I am going to tell you some of the rules related with my previous classes. Now I am going to the rules directly. My first rule is while. Dear students, notice this word while. Here, while means সেই মুহূর্তে, যে মুহূর্তে. After while, you can use verb plus ing. Dear students, notice this word. After while, we can use or we can add ing with the principal verb such as look at the example. While walking in the garden, while walking in the garden, he saw a snake. সে একটা সাপ দেখেছিল. Notice this verb ing has been used with the principal verb walk. Dear students, but notice this. After while, if you get subject, then the tense of this sentence or clause must be in past continuous tense. That means the structure will be subject plus was oblique where plus verb plus ing. Dear students, are you clear? Now I am telling it again. After using while, if you get subject, then the format or the structure will be subject plus was oblique where plus subject plus ing. Dear students, that means the sentence or the clause will be transferred or transformed into past continuous tense if you get subject after while. Okay, while I was sleeping, my friend Shetu came to my house. Dear students, notice my example. While I was sleeping, my friend Shetu came to my house. Notice this verb, while I was sleeping. This clause is in past continuous tense. Okay, then students, now I am telling you about another verb. Cannot help, could not help. Cannot help, could not help. Dear learners, notice these words, notice these phrases. Cannot help, could not help, would you mind, with a view to, look forward to. Dear learners, after these phrases or these words, we have to use ing with the main verb with the principal verb. That means subject plus V1 plus ing. Dear learners, now I will show you example. Would you mind dash a cup of tea? Here the verb is have. Dear learners, notice this sentence. This seems to me to be a question, but this is not a question. This is an expression. Would you mind? Would you mind? We have to use ing with the verb have. Would you mind having a cup of tea? The right form of verb here is having for the verb of have. Okay. Now I will show another example. Notice the blackboard. I could not help laughing could not help laughing at that side. I could not help laughing at that side. আমি দৃশ্যটি অবলোকন করে না হেসে পারিনি, বা ওই দৃশ্যটির জন্য আমি না হেসে পারিনি। I could not help here laugh with the verb laugh. I have used here ing. This is the right form of this verb. Okay, dear students, in this way or in this process, you have to use ing form with the main verb. Cannot help, could not help, would you mind with a view to, look forward to. Though infinitive to is used here at the last word of the phrases. Though it has infinitive verb to, but here this two is not working as infinitive. These are the phrases. That is why you have to use ing with the principal verb. Dear students, now I am going to the another rule. It is যদি if a sentence describes wish or desire, in that case we use where or put the first form of the verb. অর্থাৎ I am telling in Bengali, কামনার্থে উর্ধ্বের দিয়ে বাক্য শুরু হলে পরবর্তী ভার্বটি টু বি এর স্থলে ওয়ার হবে এবং অন্য ভার্ব থাকে, সেক্ষেত্রে ভার্বটি V1 V2 এবং could ব্যবহৃত হবে। Notice my example. Would that I could be a child again. Dear learners, notice this sentence. Would that here a strong desire or wish has been depicted here, has been described here. Would that I could be a child again. That is why I have used here could after the verb, after the subject I. Dear learners, now I am telling you another example. Would that Would that I were a king. Or you can use also, I wish I were a king. Here the to be verb has been transferred to were, and this is in this sentence after subject I have used here were. The two sentences are in the same rule. The two sentences follow the same rules. The first sentence is would that I were a child again. But in another sentence, I wish I were a king. Oh, sorry. Would that I were a king. And the next sentence is I wish I were a king. In these two sentences, I have used here to be verb were. Though I have used here the subject is first person I. Okay, dear learners, now I am telling you about some preposition. Follow me and look at the board. I am telling you about some preposition in, on, of, for, with, of, for, with, by, about, without, by, about, without, after, dear learners, I hope you know about these prepositions, but notice one thing, and remember one thing, that if you get any preposition before a verb, then you have to use ing with the principal verb. Dear learners, have you understood? I hope so. Now I am going to show you an example. He went to bed after dash his dinner. Here the verb is take. Dear learners, as I told you that after preposition you have to use ing with the principal verb. That is why here take must be taking. The complete sentence is here. He went to bed after taking his dinner. Dear learners, are you clear? I scolded him for dash loudly. Here verb is talk. Talk, that means converse. I scolded him for talking, talking. I scolded him for talking loudly. Dear learners, I hope you are clear about that. You are clear about the rule. After a preposition, we have to use ing with the principal verb. Okay. Now, I am going to tell you some conditional sentence. Dear learners, do you know about the conditional sentence? শর্তমূলক বাক্য. It starts with if. Now I will tell you about the conditional sentences. At first, I'm going to tell you about first conditional sentence. Dear learners, in first conditional sentence, we use if plus present indefinite plus future indefinite. If after if, then we have to use a clause of present indefinite, and the last part will be future indefinite. Now I will show you the sentences of first conditional sentence. অর্থাৎ if যুক্ত ক্লজটি প্রেজেন্ট ইনডিফিনিটে যদি হয়, অপর ক্লজটি হবে ফিউচার ইনডিফিনিটে। ডিয়ার লার্নার্স, নিশ্চয়ই তোমরা বুঝতে পেরেছো যে if যুক্ত প্রথম কন্ডিশনাল সেন্টেন্সটি যদি প্রথম অংশ প্রেজেন্ট ইনডিফিনিট হয়, তাহলে দ্বিতীয় অংশটি হবে ফিউচার ইনডিফিনিট। ওকে, নাও লুক এট দ্য board. If plus present indefinite, I am writing in short form. That means V1 form of the verb. Okay, plus future indefinite. Future indefinite. Dear learners, the format of this sentence or structure, if plus present indefinite, that means V1 form of verb plus future indefinite. That means subject plus shall oblique will plus V1 form of verbs. Now I will show the examples for your better understanding. If you come, I shall go. If you come, I shall go. Here, come, the verb. This verb is in present indefinite form or verb V1 form of verbs. Dear learners, if it dash, I shall not go out. Rain, that means বৃষ্টি হওয়া। Dear learners, notice this sentence. If it dash, I shall not go out. Here in this sentence, the principal verb here is rain. What form I shall use? Can you guess? Okay. If it rains. Have you noticed that? Why I have used here is s with the verb rain? Because it is here third person singular number. That is why I have used here s with the principal verb rain. Dear students, if it rains, I shall not go out. Are you clear about the first conditional sentence? Okay. Now I will tell you about the another conditional sentence. If যুক্ত ক্লজটি past indefinite হলে অপর ক্লজটি would যুক্ত হবে। অর্থাৎ if you get the sentences with if the first part of the sentence is in the past indefinite tense, then the second part or the next part will be just like this: subject plus would or might plus V1 form of the verb. Dear learners, have you understood that? Here I am going to show you the next sentence. If it rained, he could If it rained, he could plant saplings. Dear learners, notice the sentence very carefully. If it rained, he could plant saplings. Here I have used rain. If it rained, that means uh, this part is in past indefinite tense, but the next part or the last part of this sentence, he could plant saplings. Here I have used could after the subject he. That is why, and you know that after could or should, may, might, must, you have to use base form or V1 form of the verbs. That is why I have used here plant. Dear learners, are you clear that in that subject, in that rule, for that rule? If যুক্ত ক্লজটি যদি past indefinite tense হয়, then you have to transfer it. You have to use subject plus may, would, could, might plus V1 form of the verb. In this process or in this way, we can solve this question, or we can solve this item. Don't worry, practice more and more. Practice makes a man perfect. And my earnest request for you that please don't waste your time. Pass your time with meaningful activities. Dear learners, this today's class is finished now. I hope see you in the next class. Thank you very much.